I still think it's possible, though, that they started keeping the feast on July 4th.
Oh, it is. Yes, that's still a possibility for sure.
Yeah, I think it
High
is, and here's why.
probability.
Y'all, y'all, he gives us time to repent and correct ourselves, and he also gives us time to further hang ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that.
No.
Well, I mean, he does. He gives you
Yeah.
time to self-correct, and then if you don't, here comes the big old smackdown, right?
Yeah.
The only thing I can figure is Aaron. I just don't believe Aaron would have done something so stupid. I think, Satan's two greatest tools, pride and fear. I don't think Aaron was eat up with pride. I don't think he wanted Moses' position. I think he was scared to death that
What if my brother
the
doesn't? Yeah.
people were ganging up, they were starting to murmur, and they wanted somebody's head. I'm just guessing, but I think they came to him and said, basically, where's Moses? What are you going to do about it? And I think he was scared to death, and that's what got him into this trouble.
Yeah.
'Cause
Appease the crowd, right?
yes, and then is that not what Saul did? I mean, he he kind of got fearful of the
Yeah.
people,
Hmm.
and I'm
Couldn't
not,
wait on Samuel. Yeah.
yeah. So fear is a huge thing, and when you have a couple million disgruntled people that are ornery, it can. I'm not making excuses for them. I just, you
No,
read
but
what it,
just imagine what would have happened if they had murdered Aaron. Now imagine Yah's wrath,
oh
right?
yeah. But here's the thing though, this is where faith comes in. Do you really think y'all would have ever allowed them to do that?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
He had a plan.
Yes.
So
So
it's
and
just
that's
that,
that's what I mean by, and it really strikes me in Revelation how the first attribute listed that gets you lake of fire is being cowardly. Why? Because if you are fearful and you're overcome with fear, and that's why scriptures say over and oh, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. Why? Because when you're fearful, you lose your mind and now you play right into Satan's hand. And I think that's exactly what happened to Aaron right there. That would have never happened to Moses. Moses would have hit the dirt and said, "Yeah, you know, right?" Aaron probably was more of a people pleaser and it got him into trouble. Just thoughts, because when I read that, I just thought, there's no way Aaron, he knew without a shadow of a doubt what he was doing was absolutely wrong. He had his pants scared off. That's what I think.
he just didn't have enough faith in Yah
That's right.
to keep him to keep him safe, basically.
Yeah. And I think through because Exodus is huge. And Paul says the entire thing was written for the generation that would live during the ends, admonition, right? You study what they did wrong. You study the pitfalls because we're going to go through that same meat grinder. And we have to get that in our heads. Do not be cowardly. Don't be fearful. Don't get me wrong, we're going to be fearful, but he's saying, do not lose your mind over it. Just come to me. Come to me, grasp for me. I will be there. I will never leave you nor forsake you. But whenever you get that inklings of fear, you better start grasping for them. Because if you don't, if you forget, if you give in to those feelings, Satan's got you. And think back to COVID and the vaccine. The first people to get it, right, are those that I don't want to die. I don't want to get sick. I'm fearful of dying. I'm fearful of getting sick. I'm going to get this thing. Well, the people that he didn't get, how did he get them? I'm going to take your job. You're going to live. I mean, I faced that. We had a deadline date. If you don't have this vaccine by this date, you will lose your job. The fear of, I can't pay my bills. Who's going to put food on the table? How am I going to pay for my mortgage, my car payment, my kids' tuition, our food, right? Fear, fear. Everything Satan does is based off, plays on your pride, and if pride don't work for you, I'm coming at you with fear. It works for 99% of the population. Just sharing a tidbit, I'm looking through there. I'm like, what made Aaron crack? I think it was fear, fear of the people.
Yeah, probably so.
And here's the thing, Aaron, and this is another lesson for us. Aaron was strong. He was strong when Moses was around, right? Who are we strong when X person is around? Well, there's going to come a time that Yah is going to separate us where we don't have our strength in our community or our fellowship or our family members or our loved ones, right? That help support us. Think about that. He say divide and conquer, you know, that's what I mean. Only Yah can be our crutch, right? Because he's the only one we can count on. Everybody else, I'm not saying they're going to forsake us. I'm just saying at some point we're not going to be running around together or being able to communicate. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Communication will be blocked off, or we'll be in prison, or we'll be drug off by ourselves, you know. And we have to know who our rock is. It can't be another person or another, even a group of people. You know what I'm trying to say. Just throwing that out there because I really do think he has given us ancient Israel is our source for, okay, how did they mess up? We have to be wary, and the ones that did succeed, what was it? Just complete trust, faith, and obedience no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I remind myself that when I start to think about, what are you going to do when you're by yourself, or, then I have to I remind myself constantly, um, you know, who's in charge, and he's the one who provides everything for us to begin with,
Right.
not this person or that person or
That's exactly right.